right, number 21, we want to know the domain here. Who can the x be? Can I plug in 10 and get an answer? Yes. Could I plug in 12 and get an answer? Yes. Well, let's think. This is a fraction. What would screw things up in a fraction? What screws things up if this bottom comes out to be 0? So we simply take this bottom and say, hey, x plus 4 cannot come out to equal 0 or else we got trouble. I simply solve it. X can't equal -4. So we say, hey, the domain, which x's work? So the domain is everybody works except x can't equal a -4 because it'll mess things up. The domain here, it's not a fraction, so there's no restriction. It's not a square root, no restriction. Is there any restriction? Could x be 10? Get an answer? Yeah. If I plug in 11, we'll get an answer? Yeah. The graph of this goes like that because every x has a value. So the answer here is, hey, there's no restrictions. All real numbers. Everybody's going to work. Now we have a square root. What cannot happen in a square root? You cannot get a negative number. We cannot let this x minus 11, we can't let him be negative. So we say, hey, I need you to be bigger than or equal to 0. You need to be 0 or higher. Because I can take the square root of 0, it's 0. Square root of 1, 1. Square root of 2, 1.414. There's all types of numbers. Anybody will work as long as it's bigger than 0. So I now solve it. Add 11, I'll add 11. X must be bigger than or equal to 11. That's the main thing I want. We really should say all real numbers such that x is greater than or equal to 11. That's what we like to do with the square roots there. Number 24. It's a fraction. I cannot have that guy equal 0. So I simply add 7. X can't be a 7 because 7 minus 7 would give you 0 and 5 divided by 0 doesn't give you an answer. You can't put things in groups of nothing. So what do we do? Domain means which x's work. We said x can't be a 7, but we need to say, hey, everybody works. Every single real number works except x can't be a 7. 7 is the only one that doesn't work. Again, the graph of this, what would happen is here is 7. You're going to end up with an asymptote right there. And you're going to end up with some picture like that. Okay? But x can't be a 7. This one, we messed this up for some reason, though it's this simple. The bottom can't be a 0. Right there's your answer. X can't be a 0. So we simply say, hey, everybody works except x itself can't come out to be a 0.